So ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk with Saieed Ali. I am your host, Saieed. We do want to thank you for joining us tonight, Trinidad and Tobago. It's been a rainy day in some parts of the country over the weekend, today. Nevertheless, Trinidad and Tobago, we hope the weather ease up. Some places it's flood. People can't come out to go to work. But nevertheless, viewers, it is what it is. So remember, before I continue tonight, Trinidad and Tobago, remember we at Real Talk Financing. We have our 7% going on. Also, you can make an investment. But before I go there, so listen to this, Trinidad and Tobago. Listen to this, eh? You see, when it is that somebody doesn't know anything about Mr. Ali's business, or if Mr. Ali's company is registered, it's a sad thing when you hear he is a senior of a bank giving instructions and you knows nothing about Saieed Ali and his business. It would be a sad thing. A really sad thing. So, Trinidad and Tobago, we have our 7% interest going on. So, an investor decided, you know what? I'm going to make an investment into Real Talk Financing. So, this client went to her bank in Sandy Grande. Director, see if you can get the, all. So, Trinidad and Tobago, this person went to her branch in Sandy Grande. Now, I seen when the woman went and make out the check and thing. Now, I want to tell you this, the woman is taking out her own money. Her own money she's taking out. Not the bank's money, not friends or family money, but her own money she's taking out, right? Now, from time to time, I show up on my company registration on television. Real Talk Financing, Real Talk Wrecking, Real Talk Security, Real Talk Construction, Real Talk Credit Union. We show up our FIU certification from time to time just to let the people know that, hey, we registered. You know? We registered. Look at our documents on television. So this senior official in First Citizen Bank, I will call the bank name. I know business. First Citizen Bank in Sandy Grande. This senior told the individual that, hey, you know, Mr. Ali not registered, and you put in your money there, you might lose it. You know, when she told me what the senior said at First Citizen Bank in Grande, I was like, wow. So I listened. I said, okay, good. That was Friday. So I said, tonight now, when my show goes live on Synergy Network, I'm going to deal with it. Live on national television. So to the senior in First Citizen Bank, I want you to call the credit union department in Trinidad and Tobago and ask them if Real Talk Credit Union is registered with them. When you finish with them, call FIU department in Tower C in Port of Spain and find out if Real Talk Credit Union is registered with them. So you see, Trinidad and Tobago, it is sad when you hear somebody knows nothing about what they are talking about, but they just want to bump their gum. Now, my company had a company account with Scotiabank, and because of the fact that Not Scotiabank, my mistake. First Citizen Bank. And because of the fact that the bank didn't want to honor checks, when people give us or we give them, I had to move my account from there. Move my account. And it's so sad to know when you hear seniors in banks telling people, individual, that who to bank your own money with. It's a sad thing. So I want to tell that individual tonight, and I'm very, very stern on what I'm saying. Very stern. Now, everybody who watches Real Talk with Saieed, or know about Real Talk, or knows Saieed, before I come on television, I used to do spirit work. I used to do spirit work. Born gifted, traveling all over doing spirit work. That is my thing. And you see, when you hear you like to talk about somebody's business and you know nothing about it, as a person like to put people in place. So, how this client came to me and told me what they seen in the bank, First Citizen Bank in Grand, he said, oh, you're not registered, you're going to lose your money, all you're not good, all of this, all of that, all of the next. Here's what I could guarantee. Because of the fact that who I am, I could guarantee you, Trinidad and Tobago, that senior in First Citizen Bank in Grandy would be able to talk and talk out their home business. They talk out their family business. They talk out their bank business. I could guarantee you that could happen to her. I could guarantee you that individual could get in an accident and maybe lost their foot. I could guarantee you on television that their tongue could fall inside their head and they wouldn't be able to talk nobody about it again. I could guarantee you that. Because of the fact that it is your spirit work. There are things I could guarantee you that will happen. When I heard that senior saying that, I was like, wow. I said, look how people like to bad talk people, business, and you know nothing about them. Absolutely nothing. So you telling the lady who come to take out her own money that Real Talk can register. Go and look it up. To the senior in FCB in Sandy Grande, go and look up Real Talk. Because I guarantee you, your thumb could fall in your mouth. Trinidad and Tobago knows that we are a finance company running, registered in Trinidad and Tobago, paying our NIS, paying our VAT, paying our taxes. Trinidad and Tobago knows about Real Talk Credit Union, how long it took me almost 3 years to get a credit union license. After getting our license, we are certified by the FIU, Finance Intelligence Unit in Trinidad and Tobago. We were certified by them. It took us a little while to get our certification, but when I got it, I posted up so everybody would know, well, hey, look the Real Talk, look, we certified with FIU. And it's sad to know somebody, because you're working in a bank and you're a senior, you're condemning, the bank could fire you in 7 days' time. Trust me. Trust what I am saying. So if managers in banks, I'm just saying this, if managers in banks telling people how and where and why to bank their money, it's a sad thing. It's a sad thing. One thing I don't do is condemn financial institutions. You know why? It takes time to set up. It took me almost 4 years to set up Real Talk Credit Union. $1 million millions of dollars spent. And this clown, who worked at First Citizen Bank in Sandy Grande, didn't know that. They didn't know that. All they know to do is to condemn. They got work in FCB for a certain salary, and they're okay with that. They care to know nothing again. They may care to know the expense, how much it is cost, how much it costs to maintain, how much it costs with expense, how much it costs before you reach the stage. But you know what they know? All they know is to come out and bad talk other things. It's such a sad state. It's such a sad, stinking state for seniors in FCB in Sandy Grande. I'll say this to remind you all what I could do spiritually. When Terrence Yalsing went on a media platform and bumped his gong out of a loudmouth man on TV, louding him up, I got the video clip, I played, and I told Terrence, I said, be careful. Not short man, Terrence. I told him, I said, be careful, you could end up in an accident. Boom, shot, you end up in an accident. And I told him, I did that. I didn't do drink and walk. It's such a sad thing. And I told him, the next time you bomb a gun, your next accident, you may not make it. Because of the fact I talking for my right, you just can't go on to where you think is best. No, it don't operate so. It don't operate so. On television, you know why this demand? Accountability from government ministers to the public. To the public. You know, when the woman came and telling me that, I said, wow, so they really said that? She said, yes. But you know what top it off? You know what put the cherry on the icing? She said, Saieed, I have been following you for a number of years. A number of years. And I saw where you grew. For a number of years growing. Right here in Trinidad and Tobago. Standing up for the people. Growing financially. With your finance company. She said, listen to that person there. And then what top it off, she said, Saieed, all what I say about you, I still commenting this. Because if you was a con man, you would have never be on television. So it is just listen sometime to how people talking because you have a little position. It's sad. My companies give away thousands of dollars in charity, helping people. I wonder how much that senior is give. I wonder how much that senior is give in helping people. I wonder if that is help out their neighbor. I wonder if they could talk to get something done in the community. But you want a bad mouth, Mr. Ali. Mr. Ali could get your tongue full up in your mouth. That is what Mr. Ali could do. Mr. Ali could get fired from your working less than 14 days. That is what Mr. Ali could do. It's just I don't talk much about my spirit walk on TV. But trust me, if I tell you you're falling, you know. That example was Terrence. That was the example. So Trinidad and Tobago, we are going for a short commercial break, but I just had to get this off my chest. I just had to get it off my chest. You know why? We are finding the best rated hub in Trinidad and Tobago. The best. The best. You can't beat it, you can't match it. The good thing about this Trinidad and Tobago, the good thing about it is that from time to time, Saieed just keeps showing. Every time I'm going to do a business, and it requires registration, it requires funding, it requires government approval, it requires FIU approval, I does show it on television. Look, recently, when we got our finance company registered in Panama, I told you, I said, I have to go to finish up some document. All I am waiting now in Panama is the actual permit. Because all documents have been submitted, it was approved, and I'm just waiting on the permit now. You know when I say your ID card approved, and they give you your ID card, it'll be like a license. And then when they go to drive and they say you pass, they'll give you your license, your permit. That is all I am waiting on now to open Real Talk Financing in Panama. So, to the public, those of you in high places, if you don't know nothing about Real Talk and Mr. Ali, call me and find out about me. I will gladly tell you. You see what I made some guarantees just now? I will gladly tell you. It's, you know, it's sad. I had to get it off my chest. Oh, them not registered, them this, them that, them the next. You guys won't step in my shoes. But you want to tell a customer, oh, them is this, them is that, them is the next. And to top it up, because some of us I never studied them, you know. I have been watching you for years. That is what made me feel good. Otherwise, tonight, I would have tell you what I would do a person. Trust me. First Citizen Bank would have been looking out for a sign from that person. Or trust me, and they would have seen it. And then they would have known who it is. But nevertheless, Trinidad and Tobago, they said do so and like and what I miss you pass here. So, trust me, when you see things start happening to you, you see yourself might call and say, Saieed, I just say so and so and so, but I apologize for that. And you know me, I humble enough to take your apology. Because if I hear highlight on a full moon night, and a black rooster, let me tell you something. You will pray to God from the day you're born until the day you die naturally. And what is to happen with you? It will happen. Trust me. So viewers, we're having for a short commercial break, but when we come back, we're going straight to housing with Philip Alexander. Stay locked on.
We'll be right back.
At Real Talk Studios, we dedicate our time to highlight the glaring issues we face within our community. Catch us live every Wednesday between 7 to 8 p.m. Real Public Concerns. Because your concerns are meant to be heard. Send your email to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com.
When life throws you a curveball and you need a clear path forward, trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on a roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery.
Welcome back.
So Trinidad and Tobago, welcome back to Real Talk. Minister in the Ministry of Housing, Philip Edward Alexander, today visited Ridgewood Garden, Golconda, Phase 1 and Phase 2, where he met with residents, heard some of their concerns firsthand, and will continue working towards practical solution. Joining the minister was Councillor Gerard Pereira, who was also instrumental in bringing the concerns and the complaints of the residents of Phase 1 and Phase 2 in Ridgewood Garden in Golconda. Now viewers, some of the residents are facing is that they have no proper drain, street signs, and some are even unable to get their garbage picked up. So as you can see, Philip, with his tall boots on, in the bushes, in the mud, addressing some of the issues that they have in Golconda. Now, it is one thing, Trinidad and Tobago, it is one thing to visit a site, and is it another thing to keep up with what you are going to do for the community. Yes, we understand, we're not bad talking, you know. He went down, you meet the community, you meet the people, you listen to their cries, you understand what is taking place. Now, what I want to know is how long it will take to actually fix the problem. Now, before you all say, Saeed, you know, you jump into conclusion, I want you to understand something. Housing in Trinidad and Tobago has not been attended to. They are dilapidated all over Trinidad and Tobago. And we have waited on a government for the last 9 years to upgrade housing, to upgrade these HUC houses, to fix it, to listen to the people plight and their complaint. And for the citizens who live in HUC houses and made a complaint, it went on deaf ears. It went on deaf ears. So I am happy to see Mr. Philip Edward Alexander, Minister in the Ministry of Housing, actually coming out now. Actually coming out and meeting people, greeting people, listening to the plights of the people. But what we need now, we spent a year in office. What we need now is solution. We need the problem to be fixed. Forget the 10 years when the PNM administration was there. Everybody understand that the country fall below 20%. We below 20%. The country not good. It's not like we 40, 50, and 60%. The country not good. It's not good and it's not good. This is a reality. But what we need now is help. So I am glad to see him out. How long it is going to take to fix the problem? This is what we need. A time frame. So hopefully in this coming week, he's probably going to come out and say what he's going to do, when he's going to do it, where he's going to do it. The people have a lot of complaint. He listened, he visited them. Now it's time for action. Let's just hope it don't go on to 2 and 3 years and it fell on deaf ears just like the PNM. So moving along again, Trinidad and Tobago. This country has recorded a series of major economic development, culminating in the signing of 3 memorandum of understanding with the United States company for potential investment exceeding $5 billion US. The agreement targeted data center development, artificial intelligence infrastructure, and revival of the iron and steel plant at Point Lisas. Making remarks at a reception gathering to commemorate America's 250th anniversary, Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar have stated that Trinidad and Tobago partnership with the United States continue to strengthen across areas including security, healthcare, among others. The PM highlighted what she described as an enduring relationship between 2 countries. Listen to this.
We wish you every success during your tenure, and we're especially pleased to welcome you at a time when our countries continue to strengthen an already enduring friendship.
So viewers, the PM also noted that the role of the United States in supporting Trinidad and Tobago advancement in areas such as cybersecurity and international affairs. She said the partnership continue to evolve to meet the challenges of a challenging world.
Our endorsement of this initiative underscores TNT's commitment to bolstering security efforts and working with our regional and international allies to ensure a safer, more stable hemisphere. Beyond security, the spirit of cooperation is equally evident in tangible life-saving ways.
Before we switch to other news, I've been seeing lately on social media platforms that the PNM, the members have been coming out on social media and ranting and raving and all sorts of things. But we can put that aside for now because this is all they can do for now. But listen to what Kamala Prasad says I had to say in meeting the challenges and challenging the world. Listen to this.
However, throughout its journey, the U.S. has demonstrated that the strength of a nation is rooted in its people and in their capacity to adopt, persevere, and shape their future. That same spirit of resilience and shared purpose underscores the enduring partnership between Trinidad and Tobago and the United States.
So, switching gears now, thousands of essential relief supplies are being prepared in Trinidad and Tobago for earthquake-affected families in neighboring Venezuela, as Saieed Ali continues its humanitarian response with the support of volunteers and donors. Venezuela Ambassador to Trinidad and Tobago, Alvarez Sanchez, expressed gratitude to Saieed Ali for its ongoing commitment to assisting those impacted by the disaster.
Really, I was telling Mr. Tilok Singh how moved I am to see so many people, especially young people, coming here on a weekend to, work and put all their efforts and their talents into this activity that will ultimately be a major form of help and assistance to the people of Venezuela, to my people, who at this moment are suffering so much because of the double earthquakes that took place 2 weeks ago.
So viewers, more than 2 weeks after 2 powerful earthquakes struck Venezuela, relief efforts remain active, with 2 40-foot shipping containers set to transport vital supplies to affected communities. Saieed Ali President Revan Tilak Singh credited the overwhelming generosity of individuals and organizations for the success of the initiative.
We would have raised at least $500,000, both in cash and in kind from sponsors. I think the value of these buckets is way across $600,000 now, based on the items that we put in it.
As recovering efforts continue in Venezuela, Saieed Ali encouraging members of the public who wishes to contribute to contact the organization and support is ongoing with humanitarian missions. So Trinidad and Tobago, we want to thank everybody publicly who supported and continue supporting. So we are going for a short commercial break, viewers. Stay locked on. When we come back, we're going to talk about the government stance firm on the review of diplomatic passport. Stay locked on.
We'll be right back.
At Real Talk Studios, we dedicate our time to highlight the blaring issues we face within our community. Catch us live every Wednesday between 7 to 8 p.m. Real Public Concerns. Because your concerns are meant to be heard. Send your email to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com.
True growth shouldn't make you wait. This month, Real Talk Financing is changing the timeline. Get up to 7% interest on a fixed deposit paid to you upfront. Real Talk Financing and Investment. Real results sooner. Call our Central or South branches today.
Connect with us on social media and don't miss the latest updates. Follow us on Instagram at RealTalk_Newsroom. Check us out on Facebook at Real Talk with Saieed Ali. Subscribe to us on YouTube at Real Talk Trinidad and TikTok at Real Talk with Saieed Ali.
Welcome back.
So welcome back to Real Talk viewers. Remember Trinidad and Tobago, Real Talk Financing, we have 7% on fixed deposit. Let me tell you something. It has no financial institution in this country could beat us with the 7% on fixed deposit. Remember Trinidad and Tobago, also Real Talk Credit Union. Come, open a savings. Open a family indemnity plan so in case the loved ones fade away before time, the insurance is going to help you. Come set up a plan for the family. Come and set up a plan for the family at Real Talk Credit Union so that you will be able to not to be in a dry place when your loved one decides to close their eyes. Come, set up a family indemnity plan at Real Talk Credit Union. Come, join a company that is growing and expanding. Not only in Trinidad, but also in Panama. In a land where the U.S. flows. I just had to forgive me viewers, I have a dry cough there. But nevertheless. So hear this. The government is standing firm on its view of the diplomatic passport. This after Foreign and CARICOM Affairs Minister Sean Sober stated that no one has a legal right to hold one, insisting that issuing of a diplomatic passport is strictly a cabinet policy. He noted that the government has no legal obligations to issue diplomatic passport to anyone. Listen to this.
What there is a policy position which the cabinet is in charge of, and as we all know, the person in charge of the cabinet is the Prime Minister. So that in conjunction with the cabinet, the Prime Minister will ultimately make a decision as it pertains to the distribution or redistribution or reorientation of that policy position which the cabinet is in charge of.
So Trinidad and Tobago, under the PNM administration, 900 plus diplomatic passports were issued. On my background was an individual who is saying he wants back his diplomatic. He must see power I possess. Call a good night.
Good night, Saieed. There's so much, talks around with this diplomatic passport. Where a former president came out and say, it is customary, for the past, officials to keep a diplomatic. You know, our Prime Minister disputed that, you know, when she demit office as Prime Minister, she never had her diplomatic passport.
She
So
said that.
I don't know why these high officials, you know, coming out and telling lies to the public. Now, my second point, sir, if you have your business, you know, you have your house, your assets, whatever is there. Now, there are three or four ways in which you could get money. One, you work for it.
Correct.
So you have your place of appointment, you have your job letter, and X, Y, and Z. Secondly, you have inheritance.
Correct.
But then you must have your paperwork again, where you get it from, who gave it to you. Thirdly, you know, you could borrow.
Yes.
And if you borrow, there are paper trail that you go to the
Correct.
bank. And if there is none of these three ways, then it is simple to say that you steal the money.
Fair enough.
Isn't that correct, sir? Isn't that correct? You know, as an accountant and as an auditor, there is something you must have, keep proper books and record. So, you know, I'm speaking generally here, sir.
Yes.
So if I'm saying, Saieed Ali, listen, you know what? The car that you have was stolen, or the 3-4 vehicle that you have was stolen. Or you don't have to come out and make a set of noise. All you have to do, produce your records, produce your financials. Listen, I buy this from Neil and Matthew, or buy it from wherever, and that is the end of the matter. But when you're making a smoke screen and calling people jamet and calling this and say it's political, let me make it abundantly clear so everybody knows, only those who want to bury their head in the sand, who has been more political, who has, you know, political investigate people more than the PNF. Look, they have a track record, sir, of political harassment. A former commissioner of police came out and said that he was given $25 million by the PNF government to go after political opponents. Now they are being hypocrites, sir. Now look at what is happening in Parliament. When you have a former House Speaker used to tell our elected MPs, take a walk. You know, treat them like nobody, and now when it is happening, they cannot take it. You do so and you don't like so, sir. So what I'm telling them, go make noise. It is not political. Just bring your record, and that is the end of the matter. Thanks a lot, sir.
Thank you, my friend. So now, viewers, Sobers, on diplomatic passport, Sobers did not respond directly to claims from former Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley that his family was being targeted. Instead, he repeated that no one is entitled to diplomatic passport. Former Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley have since accused the government of acting with vindictiveness, claiming officials initially sought to cancel diplomatic passport belongings to his children. Asked whether he believes the matter was personally, Rowley said, "Of course it is." Listen to Rowley.
When you see them, just tell them, I have a blue passport that comes out of the Constitution, and not one of them can interfere with it. Of course it's personal. I mean, why wouldn't I take it as personal?
So now Trinidad and Tobago, if Dr. Rowley said that they are targeting him and his family, they are also targeting the 900 plus individuals who have diplomatic passport. Diplomatic. If you are not a minister in the cabinet, why do you have a diplomatic passport? Why? And this is my question. And that is what Kamala Prasad-Bisasa and her administration is saying. If you are not a minister in the cabinet, why do you have a diplomatic passport? In other news, Trinidad and Tobago, the police service, TDPS, has confirmed that the High Court had issued a preliminary unexplained wealth order against the People's National Movement, PNM, and its trustees as part of an ongoing investigation under the Civil Asset Recovery and Management and Unexplained Wealth Act. The TDPS stressed that the order is an interim legal measure and does not amount to a finding of wrongdoing or liability. The matter remains before the court and due process will be followed. The police service reaffirmed its commitment to investigating corruption, white-collar crime, and financial offenses impartially, while urging the public to rely on verified information as the judicial process unfolds. So Trinidad and Tobago, this matter is still in court. We'll just give you an update of what is taking place. And I'll tell you this, UNC administration have decided to go after unexplained wealth. If you can't explain it, I believe they're going to take it. But nevertheless, you come my Saieed Ali, let me tell you something. We run a finance company. We have credit union. I have everything documented, every single thing. That's why they say, and I said bold and brave on television, not any police officer could enter my building, you know. They could lose your work, and you could be sued as an individual. Trust me, I know my rights, you know. That's why I always say that not anybody could come down in a financial institution, you know. It's a certain type of police, you know. And if you know we're in that bracket, no player coming to break down my door, you know. Because you might hang yourself when I'm done. Trust me. Spirit work is a serious thing, you know. So I have persons of interest tonight. 2 persons. Shamir Rafiq. Shamir, you was in my office the other day. Contact me. We have some arrangement to make some arrangement and stick to your word. Also, we have Anthony Mohammed. Anthony, I've been trying to get on to you for about 2 days now. So now I realize that the only way I can get on to you is to put your picture up on television and let people spread the word to you. So contact me tomorrow, 267-7325 or 339-1670. We have unfinished business, brother. And let me leave it right there. And don't let me explain to the public what the business is, because many of you would be shocked and surprised. But nevertheless, Trinidad and Tobago. So, we're moving on again. Homeland Security Minister Roger Alexander is insisting that the police investigation into the funding of the People's National Movement, the PNM multi-million-dollar Balize House headquarters, is being conducted independently and has nothing to do with politics. That is what he is saying. He is urging the public to allow investigators and the courts to carry out their duties without political interference. Responding to question about the investigation, Alexander said the matter should be left to the legal process. The minister also defended the use of unexplained wealth investigation, arguing that authorities should not wait until an individual is accused of another offense before examining whether their assets are consistent with their known means. Listen to Roger.
Allow the courts to do their thing and allow the police to do an investigation. There are some persons who you find never work a day in their life and have several things, and why you have to wait until it's something they would have done in order now to say, well, all right, let's check it. If it is normal, or it doesn't seem normal for someone to have, to own, and all these things, then that should start the process, you know.
So viewers, he also maintained that such inquiries form part of a legitimate law enforcement and should not be viewed as unusual. Alexander also sought to distance his ministry from operational police matter, stressing that ministers do not direct criminal investigation. Listen to Roger.
There are several agencies that fall under Homeland Security, and The police is one of them, they do their part. We don't interject in any way in police investigations. That's why when persons are asking the files was here, it doesn't work like that.
So Trinidad and Tobago, we are going for a short commercial break. Stay locked on. When we come back, Balize House funding allegations. Stay locked on.
We'll be right back.
True growth shouldn't make you wait. This month, Real Talk Financing is changing the timeline. Get up to 7% interest on a fixed deposit paid to you upfront. Real Talk Financing and Investment. Real results sooner. Call our Central or South branches today.
At Real Talk Studios, we dedicate our time to highlight the blaring issues we face within our community. Catch us live every Wednesday between 7 to 8 p.m. Real Public Concerns. Because your concerns are meant to be heard. Send your email to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com.
Welcome back.
So viewers, remember, former Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley has run Trinidad and Tobago for 9.5 consecutive years. 9 consecutive years, and today he's complaining. Former Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley has since defended the financing of the reconstruction of Balize House, aimed at claim that questions may be raised over how the project was funded. He said the party had faced allegations from the start of the construction and rejected suggestion that illegal funds were involved. Rowley criticized Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar over claims that the headquarters was built using proceeds from criminal activity. Listen to this, viewers.
If they know that Balize House was built by crime and the proceeds of drug dealers and so on, they are free to proceed, and I'm sure the PNM would be in a position to cooperate with the laws of Trinidad and Tobago.
He said the party had faced allegations, Trinidad and Tobago, from the start. Now, he added that the PNM would cooperate with any lawful investigation into the financing of its headquarters. Rowley also maintained the party headquarters was funded through members and supporters. Meanwhile, Beckles also defended the PNM's ownership of Balize House, saying the party lawful purchased the property. Beckles.
As the political leader of the People's National Movement, I will say very proudly that our party has always had a position as it relates to Balize House, which is where I think, a lot of people want to head. That property was purchased. There's a deed for that property.
So viewers, in other news, the government has banned the export of copper for 1 year, allowing only the licensed manufacturer or manufacturers to export the metal under strict conditions following the surge in copper theft and vandalism of critical infrastructure. You know how long I was expecting this? And you know how long I asked government to do this? Because recently, a few months back, we had copper going missing. Thieving. Imagine you go onto a government site to vandalize copper, to thief copper in other words. And the association, the Dealers Association, scrap iron dealers, you know, none of them came out and said nothing. None of them come out and asked, you know what? Too much vandalism taking place. Too much of government places being vandalized with copper. We asked the minister to ban the copper. You know, they didn't say that. I come out on television and ask the government, ban copper. Because we can't have vandalism taking place in government sites that providing a service to the community. And then we have bandits now coming to thief this copper, to sell it back to a scrap iron dealer, who in return would export it. Now, on the other hand, scrap iron individual will love to get the copper. So they would buy it, store it, and then ship it. They have no problem. But to keep it in a gear, to keep vandalism from happening, to keep the theft of copper taking place, the government had to ban it. Right here, I said a few weeks back, I said, why isn't the government banning copper? Why? It is time to ban it. The probation took effect on July 10th under the probation carriage, coastwise importation and exportation order 2026 and will remain in force until July 9, 2027. The order amends the third schedule of the prohibition, carriage, coastwise importation and export order by removing copper from the list of goods required export license and place it under a new category prohibiting its export. As a result, copper can no longer be exported under the previous license regime and may only be exported by manufacturer's license by the minister responsible for trade who's satisfied the prescribed condition. The government said the ban was needed to curb the growing trade in stolen metal, which had caused millions of dollars in damage to public utilities. Welcoming the message, President of the Trinidad and Tobago Scrap Iron Dealers Association, Alan Ferguson, said the association had long advocated banning only copper export. Trinidad and Tobago, listen to this.
We welcome the ban because our first initial was asking the government to ban the copper because what has happened to us is that we was worried that it was people was continue going and disrupting government agency, which is TNTECO and WASA and other agency, and we was worried. So we was hope that the government could be able to just ban the copper, so we will be able to save our industry from not getting banned as it was in 2022. Because you know, when we asked the government in 2022 to ban the copper alone, they did went and ban the whole industry, and that was a problem. So we want to thank the Prime Minister for just taking the advice from us, just banning the copper alone. The only thing we have problem with is that the government, we want the government not to just ban the export alone, ban people from Trinidad from buying the copper, because somehow or the other they find a way to get out exporting copper out of Trinidad still, with just not the ban of the export alone. We need to ban purchasing in Trinidad and Tobago.
So Trinidad and Tobago, however, Mr. Ferguson said, the ban alone may not be enough and argued that the people would still be able to buy copper locally and allegedly some could continue exporting it illegally. Listen to Ferguson one more time.
We could have the ban of the export, but they could still be buying and getting it out of the door, getting it out of the system still. So we still need to monitor that, because if we don't stop that, people will still go and steal. And we don't want that at all. So we want to make sure that the thousands of people who get employment in this industry continue to work.
So trying to make some other news now. Hey, I love this. Opposition leader Penelope Beckles is calling on Public Utility Minister Barry Pazarat to address complaints of prolonged water shortage in several communities, especially Northeast District. Beckles stated that despite the minister instance that there is no national water crisis, residents from several communities in northeastern Trinidad have reported being without pipe-borne water supply for weeks. Listen to this, Trinidad and Tobago.
Let me first of all start by what we have concluded, that is, we in the opposition, about a water crisis in Trinidad and Tobago, and more specifically, the northeast of Trinidad and Tobago. I have had the opportunity to speak with some of my colleagues, and I'm talking about the Honorable Marvin Gonzalez, the Honorable Dominic Romain, and I can say that yesterday I had constituency office, as well as Monday, and it's the number of people that are calling me as it relates to not having water.
So Trinidad and Tobago, I ask myself, with Beckles asking Pazarat about his prolonged water supply, I ask myself, how long have this community been without water? And how long has this been going on? That is what I ask myself. But nevertheless, Trinidad and Tobago, we are out of time for tonight. Remember, Real Talk Financing is giving you 7% on a fixed deposit, Trinidad and Tobago. Don't miss the opportunity to make your money work for you. Remember that. I'm Saieed Ali saying good night.